Hello, everyone. I am Cheryl, aka Funny Godmother, and I'm Mo, the Magic Mafia's bartender. It's good to see you. It's been a hot second, like 2 months. Yes, it's been 2 months since we've broadcast from this location, I think. And it's, yeah, good to see you. I have a holiday selection of sweaters from this location, and some of them did not get their rotation because I did not get back here in December. And this does not say anywhere Christmas on it. And, Archie just wanted to do a little beep boop, beep boop. So, here we are. Here we are. And also, it is very much snowing outside. Yeah, you're lucky you didn't fly in today. Yes, it's good I flew in yesterday when it was just snow flurrying and not snowing. It's only 5 or 7 inches. It's fine. It's just normal amounts of snow. Yeah, normal amounts of snow for the East Coast. If we were back on the West Coast, that would be a snowpocalypse. All hands on deck. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's the sound that Seattle makes when they get that much snow. That is a hashtag fact. Not Chicago level snow. No, no, definitely not. But people who live in Chicago are just made different. Demolition says your R2 noise thingy you did years ago was funny. The scream when comparing, and also with you for May 4th. I don't.
Thanks to it Demolition 1 for my sub gift.
Thank you for the resub. What you are describing is something that I cannot call back in my memory, which is amazing to me. Like, and this is the thing when one lives one's life out and about, there are things you have done that you like abandon because the brain only has so much storage space, much like hard drives. And then other folks, they don't, they remember those things, and so they like describe them to you, and you're like, that's a cool thing that I did, maybe. Hi, Mystery. Hello.
Thanks to it Demolition 1 for my sub gift. Cheryl is awesome smiley face.
Yes.
Hey Mo, I hope you are doing well.
I am doing well now that you're here. Hello. Hello, Crit Twitch and Mystery and Krellin and Demolition, of course, and Jakey. Hello. Thank you, Demolition, for the generous sub gifts. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I know I'm not Sprinkles, but I'm still glad to see ya. Yeah. And happy Badoo year to you. Yeah, I'll play the pun game. I like a good pun. Yeah. It's we have a hype chest. We will open it. Yes. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Like, especially when you at a distance, you're like, what is that? I don't know. It's fine. I'm sure that's a thing. But enjoy your hype chests, and thank you for the support. Thank you for being here, everyone. Yes, good to see you. Yeah, well, when you're that generous, Demolition, they have to change the system for you. You should write them a strongly worded letter and be like, if you would like more of my money, give me more level 2s. Give me more level 3s. This time it didn't say you can stop now? Oh, did it actually tell you to stop? I mean, in some ways, like, that's probably a light pattern. To protect people from spending too much online. So, I can't fault them for like trying to protect people, but also it is objectively funny. Yeah. Sometimes people just have to shout at the rain, even if it won't stop it from coming down. Yes, it is a cozy sweater, isn't it, Mystery? Because we on the East Coast, it is a snowing, so we've got to represent. This is an accurate depiction of outside. Big, chonky, chonker snowflakes. Yes. Big, chonky chonkers. That is a meteorological term. If it wasn't before, it is now, the way things are. Yeah, it's true. So welcome, everyone. I am on the East Coast for 2 weeks. And, not 2 calendar weeks, but as far as we're concerned, 2 weeks. This is an approved work from home week. This whole year is different. I'm not going to go into the details, but I don't get to work from Pennsylvania as much. So... this is one of the 4 weeks, and then we'll just figure that out. You have to get more comfortable with weekend-only trips. Yeah. So, this is week 1, and then we'll figure out what the other weeks are. Be clever. Do something with them so I can maximize my time in Pennsylvania. but there's a lot of travel happening. So there's also that. Uh, this Q1 is always intense, and I say always intense. It has been for the last year, 2 years, so it's always intense. Always intense. It's the new normal. Brain doesn't go back that far. But this is my third Q1, Q2 teaching for Carnegie Mellon in Hollywood, and so that's coming up. Turned in my syllabus. Got to get ready. Get the classes ready. Travel is booked because, as you know, I do not live in Los Angeles anymore. You were there last week, though. Yeah, I was. I was there last week. Wasn't that kind of a thing? It was. Yeah. Um, it was kind of a thing. It was kind of a thing. Mhm. Mhm. Well, do you want to talk about it, or do you just want to stand there and just kind of have your brain break? It broke again. Brain broke again. So, as some of you know, we did not have a stream last week because I went to the BAFTA Tea Party in Los Angeles, and I had done that in New York, and you could just like it's like a smaller scale thing there. And I went. You have to submit for a ticket lottery if you're not like on the awards circuit, which should have been my first clue. Uh, and I did. I was like, it doesn't hurt to submit for the lottery. And then I got picked, and I was like, okay, well, I'll buy a ticket. And so then this was like, well, I should go because you only live life once, right? And so I bought the ticket. And I asked Dave, and Dave said he did not want to go. So I got one ticket to this crazy Hollywood party, and I went myself to Hollywood, and like spent the last 2 or 3 weeks freaking out because I'm like, I know this is a red carpet event. I don't have a stylist. I don't know. Like, and they're not going to put pictures of me on the red carpet, but I'm going to be in a room with people who will be dressed like that. So how am I going to show up? And the thing I ordered didn't show up on time. And so I had to like go back and go find a new outfit. And I had to like pull it together last minute. And you were pulling it together literally at the last minute. Yeah. So I had to buy the dress, like that month Sunday. And then the jacket I had bought in Tokyo, and the boots I had bought earlier that year, but and then like my husband, this tells you a lot about our relationship. Your husband was like, "Are you wearing a tiara to the party, to the Hollywood party?" I was like, "That's gonna be a little try hard," and but I was like so sad. I'm like, if I'm meant to have a headpiece, Los Angeles will provide. Like some kind of Yoda, right? But then I get to Los Angeles, and I go and I look up on like I search near my hotel like vintage shops and stuff, and they're like, oh, there's a vintage shop 0.3 miles away. I'll just go there. Found myself a fascinator, completed look, boom. So that happened, and it while I did not. There's no photos of me on Getty Images because I didn't get filtered through the like red carpet side of the thing. There are photos of me in front of that backdrop, and I was stopped by several women who were like, "I love your outfit," and I will take that feeling to my grave. So thank you to each and every one of the women who stopped me and said that, because that meant a lot. Because it was my first Hollywood red carpet thing, and I really appreciated that from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, that was you the first time it happened. I was so like dumbfounded that the man with the woman had to like pick my hand up from my side and shake my hand. Like my networking part of my brain broke, and I was like, because she was like all put together and fancy, and I'm like, the sparkling autism started again, because it was a lot. But so you know, I'm walking up to this thing. It's at the Four Seasons, yeah, which is it's a historical place, And so I arrive at, first of all, I get upgraded on the flight out, and I'm in first class. And then like the person next to me doesn't show up, so I just have my own row in first class, which I'm like, okay. And then I get to the hotel, and the hotel's like, well, naturally, the way they phrased it was like, well, of course we've upgraded you to a suite. You'll have a view. You'll see the Hollywood sign in the morning. I'm like, will I? Okay. Because you didn't really see the Hollywood sign much when you lived in Los Angeles. Yeah, it was more like, it was like a weird butterfly that you would see every once in a while and be like, oh, that exists. Oh, woo. So that was the lead up, and then going and finding the Fascinator the next day. And so and then tried to take a Uber to Los Angeles. And I'll pause the story here because there's been a redemption of the Queen's audience, which, when Sprinkles, the other puppet, is not here, is me, Mo. I'm happy to bring some Queen's energy. And Jakey asks, how do you plan to survive 2026? Wow. Well, that, not throwing any softball questions there, are we, Jakey? It's okay. It's okay. Wow. How do we plan to survive 2026? Well, for one thing, we speaking of flights, we need to think about what you learn on flights. Put on your mask before helping others. It's not right now. You have to make sure that you are taken care of before you help others, because you can't help others if you are in danger or not stable. And there are lots of people who know how to help people who are in trouble, but if you get yourself in trouble, you're drawing resources out of those things. So the first step is to make sure you yourself, or I myself, or you yourself, or as stable as you have control to be, so that the people who are helpers can help the people who most need to be helped, because there's a lot of help that needs to be had. The second thing is to listen aggressively. And that means like finding things to listen to, and like listening to silence, because there's a lot of things that aren't being said to you directly, or people don't want you to hear them. So they're like quiet, or they're like over there. And so this year, it's important to listen aggressively. What don't people want us to hear? Listen aggressively. Information is important, and only you can control what gets in here. I mean, they control what gets in here, but you can say like, that's not enough. I need more. I need to question. She always says lead with curiosity. How do we all lead with curiosity about each other, about that person, about whatever the heck that weird commercial was that didn't land right? So listen aggressively. Third one is find joy, which again is a little bit like the mask one, but if we don't have a reason to get out of bed in the morning, then what's it all for? We have to find a thing. And you always said that Pikachu was the light in your darkness, and that worked out okay. So what's the light in your darkness? What's the thing that, it could be community, it could be a character, it could be a cookie, I don't know. Just find a joy, find a thing. It doesn't have to be big, it can be small. But find it and keep the little fire lit. And know that you deserve that. Because everybody needs hope. So you need, but hope is like the path to joy. And so you have to know what the joy is to like have the hope to get, it's like a bridge. Hope is a bridge to joy. But you have to give yourself little moments of joy to know that the hope is worth it. It's like I don't know. I'm not a fancy pants philosopher, so I've got a jumble of thoughts that seem deep, but you can figure them out. I toss them as a pile of Legos to you, and you can do, and that's a trademark, and this is not sponsored by Lego, but blocks to you, and you can build as you like. Yes, mystery. Been looking for joy for a very long time. It's tough, right? It's tough. And if that means it's like a little match 3 game on your phone, fine. If that means it's rewatching something you liked in your childhood over and over again, fine. Good. Just have a joy. Just have a joy. Just have one. Start there. Maybe sometime you'll get 2. And maybe you can start categories like a media joy, a person joy, a nature joy, a physical exercise joy, whatever. But start with one. And it can be a cookie. That's fine too. Or a drink, a beverage. I'm the bartender, so like it could be a juice. It could be an adult beverage, but be careful with those. Because in dark times sometimes we go there. Your kitties, yes, of course. Most I'm honored if I'm joy for someone. Honored deeply. And Sprinkles is of course radiant and is an eligible candidate for joy. and you can make your own. But that's rule number 3. So, put on your mask before helping others, and listen aggressively, and find your joy. Yeah, a cup of coffee, favorite movie, comfort book, or TV show. Those are, and know what they are. Like, keep them in a little house in your brain. Know what the joys are, so that you can go back to them, because you need them. And that's kind of like the hack you had. I mean, it is a hack, right? Like, everybody knew what my joy was for years, and so, like, sometimes my joy would find me. That doesn't mean you have to go live with your special interest broadcast all over the internet for 20 years, although it's obviously not the worst strategy anyone's ever employed. But I will say this, right? As we sort of transition out of the Queen's audience, because, the joy concept. A lot of the good things that have come out of my life have come from me, like, openly living my joy authentically, and finding other people and connecting about that. So that's the last piece of this whole thing, the Surviving 2026, is find and stay in your communities. Like, put energy into them. Even when it feels like you don't have the energy, like, just don't let the voices tell you you don't matter. Just don't let the voices tell you people don't want you there. Even if you just pick one community, and it can be this one, it doesn't have to be, but you're welcome here. Pick a community and make sure you're, like, checking in. Make sure you're and checking in can just be like, hi, I found a link, or hi, how are you? Or hi, I'm just going to emote on everything. Just be part of something bigger than yourself. Because, when people get laid off, they're like, oh no, what do I do? And usually it's the people who have stayed connected with other people that land on their feet. It's when community gets us through, but it's very hard to build community when you're in crisis. And there is a lot of crisis at the gates. So if you are not actively in crisis, use the joy to build community so that it's there if you need it later. And maybe you don't need it, but you can help someone else who does, and that maybe will bring you more joy. Yeah. So that's the things. Yeah, exactly, Erin. Your brain breaks and you watch the same show for the 3rd time in a row. No problem. They did that all the time here. They watched Bake Off and Futurama, and the Bob's Burgers, they have their comfort shows. That's fine. And it's true. Chaos Pikachu will not get to delight as many people. And folks will just have to rewatch old videos or cope with the videos from Seattle. It's true. But we as a community will still exist. And odds are wherever she is, there will be some Pikachus. I mean, you literally brought one to a red carpet event. So that's kind of a segue. So those 4 things are how we're going to cope with 2026. We're going to put on our mask before helping others. We're going to go find our joy. We're going to, what was the 3rd thing? There was a 3rd thing. I forgot what my 3rd thing was. And the 4th thing was community. Yeah. So trust that the 3rd thing was also important, and I will remember it in a second. But these are the things that we will do to get through 2026. Yeah. So, and it's funny too, because someone, I don't know if it was my husband or someone else, was like, oh, the memes right now, everybody's posting about what they did in 2016. And my brain was like, what did I do in 2016? And it just, like, slammed into me this morning. Like, what did you do in 2016? Like, what didn't you do in 2016? Like, okay, fair point. Because for those of you who are new to the channel, we all met in 2016. We started streaming in 2016. This channel, but also I started on Hyper RPG in 2016. I switched jobs from Amazon back to Microsoft in 2016. I think I went on a Panama Canal cruise in 2016. You did a lot of things in 2016. I did do a lot of things. It was an intense. God, is that 10 years ago? Yeah. So if people want to talk about 10 years ago, yeah, that did start a journey, a crazy, intense journey. And that was before my, like, I had been stable medically for a while. And that was also right before things started destabilizing again. Oh, right. With the marathon and the stuff. Yeah. Did I start running half marathons in 2016? No, 2014. I was already on my running thing, but I did run at least one half marathon that year. Did I? No, maybe I was still in 10Ks that year. I don't remember. I think I did the 2016. I could go over there and look. I might have run a half marathon that year. But there were a lot. Oh, yes. Without chairs for the first episode. Yeah. So this time in 2016 is right about the time that me and the rest of NerdProv got an email from Zach Eubank that was like, hello, I am a producer from Los Angeles that just moved to Seattle. I am looking for a group of people who will play Shadowrun on the internet for money. Would you like to talk? And we thought that he was maybe an axe murderer, because who would offer someone like something like that? And then 2 weeks later, you were on camera. Yeah, because we took the chance and met him in a public place, and it was great. But, you know, it sounds like something AI today would write. It doesn't sound like a thing that happens to people. It doesn't sound like something that happens to people. And I'm still grateful for it. And it's too funny because, like, the paths still cross, right? Like, I just talked to Mitch last week, and I saw Emily. Mitch Geitelman is the co-founder of Hyper RPG, who's also the co-founder of Harebrained Schemes. And then his daughter Emily used to work at Hyper RPG. So I saw Emily when I gave my talk at Slice, which was the Seattle Loves Indie Creators Expo over at McCaw Hall. And then I saw a ton of, I saw Ryan and a bunch of other people from Hyper RPG at New Year's. And that was great. And I met somebody else who has worked with Zach and Malika at work, just randomly at lunch the other day, last week, and which was lovely. So yeah, the circle of life keeps circling. Yeah, it's very much still present, even if I'm not doing anything with it. So I'm grateful for the time and the learning and the things. That was a really fun conversation with Barb where we just talked about interactive theater and all the things. But yes, Mitch is enjoying. I mean, Mitch is doing great in his retirement. I can't speak to whether he's enjoying it or not, but I see him really leaning into the indie community and education and new projects, and so he's pursuing it with gusto, and I love that for him, and I love that for us, because we're gonna get to see new projects from him, and that's really great. So it's very cool, and I'm glad we're still in touch. Yep. All good things. And it's good to have people with that kind of energy around communities like the Seattle Indies community, which is a very thriving game development community. And I was exchanging messages with someone the other day who, and I won't mention who, but it was who was nervous about video game layoffs and was like, oh, I hope that if I get laid off, it won't be bad. And I was like, if you're worried about that, you could lean into the community. Seattle has a really great indie community, and they're like, oh, I don't think I could handle indie games. I'm like, I'm not saying go start an indie studio. I mean, you have had a career in games. Go engage with the community, be a mentor, or build community, because it's not like a transaction. It's go find your community, like we just talked about, for surviving 2026, right? It's not about, if you're worried about your future, find your community. Because you can't see the future, but you can widen your net. You could strengthen your bonds. You can learn more. You could lead with more curiosity. And it's like being Loki in in the Loki show, right? Like the more you lead with curiosity and meet other people, the more you see more possible paths and the more likely you find the one that's right for you. So, don't let your job define you. Find other ways to engage with the thing you like, if that's a concern. But yeah, 10 years ago, big shift. But it's funny because there were, and that's the other thing. So like, let's shift. That's a very good segue, right? Because it bookends my story for, so last week. Yeah, the Hollywood thing. Diddly-oop, diddly-oop, diddly-oop. You were in Los Angeles, Hollywood, California. The actual Hollywood, not the metaphorical Hollywood. Yeah. So I go to the Four Seasons. I get in the line. I check in. They do not kick me out. And then I go in. And like, academically, I know what I'm getting into. And it had even occurred to me because Dave had mentioned, he's like, oh, aren't the Golden Globes on Sunday? And so it occurred to me like, oh, they're doing this because the Golden Globes are on Sunday. So there might be some awards show, like, and I also, the thing was, there was no tea party last year because of the fires. So this hadn't happened for 2 years. So there wasn't a lot of immediate context. I didn't know if it would be like low turnout, high turnout, didn't know. High turnout. Fact. So I go and I get in there and I don't know anybody. So, but I reflected on it and I was like, do I go cringe or do I just go neutral? And so I brought a little purse strap Pikachu that I put on my little Kate Spade purse, that I bought in Japan because I was like, well, I don't know any of these people and I'm going to have some social anxiety. My brain's going to break, but he will bring some of the right people to me. He's going to help. So even though like, it might appear like a cringy choice to some, I'm going to do that because it's going to help. And it did. Within the first like 10 minutes, started an amazing conversation with some folks who are actually on the BAFTA Games Board committee thing. We had a lovely conversation. Turns out we had like a lot in common, like past companies and things like that. And that made me feel like so much better about like having gone and having, we were waiting to take the pictures, that they were the ones who took the picture with my phone. Yeah, it self-selects the right people. And so it was great. And we've already like bounced back and forth on LinkedIn and stuff. And so I might reach out, like, cause I might want to have like talk to some of them on the podcast. So, self-selects the right people. Yeah. And I'm grateful because, the business card is a really great way to just open, continue the conversation when someone sees them. So, and I experimented with a couple things. Like there's like a claw machine where you could win like tickets to Europe for Virgin Atlantic and stuff. But the people in that line were like not the right people, but it was wild people watching because it was like entrance. And I'm like, that's Molly Shannon. And no one knows who she is right now because she looks different. And then I'm like, oh my God, that's Elite Silverstone. Is that Ethan Hawke? And like, it's taking my brain a while to start processing that this is not people who look like those people. This is those actual people. And they are a few feet from me and they're just whoosh. They're just pessing. They're just, and I'm like, and I didn't think enough about like, well, what are you doing about that? Well, what do you do if you are in the room where it happens? And so, I got done with the like line for the little thing, right? And the vending machine, which allowed me to people watch and stuff, and walked into the room. And I thought about going to the bar to get a beverage, and then I looked to my right. And this is where I could track my brain really breaking. Because I looked to my right and Steven Schwartz is standing right there 5 feet from me. And my brain, you know how I really know my brain broke? Because I have met Steven Schwartz before. I had the perfect intro. But my brain is like, couldn't be Steven Schwartz just standing there not talking to anybody. Couldn't be. You got it wrong. And so I like second guessed myself and moved on. And then realized like, what the wrong with like I like that, and that was probably the wildest missed opportunity of the night, was that. But so wandered a couple of times around the room and just seeing that was the caliber we were dealing with. And eventually when I went and met some lovely ladies in the back and sat down at a table for a while and talked. One was a voice actor, one was a screenwriter. We talked to some other folks, some people from the media. Like people would, if you have a couple extra seats at your table, people will cycle through. Some of them came from the little VIP room and stuff, so you get to meet with some people. And that's when like that was the wildest people watching. So now we're sitting in the back of the room, and it's like they're like, "That's Gwyneth Paltrow's right there. That's Michael B. Jordan," and I was like, oh my God, Michael. And then in the corner, Mark Hamill showed up and was like 2 tables down from us, and we did not get to say hi. We like wanted to go, but then like the table was too crowded, and so I wanted to give him space. And so it's like tough because there's a balance of. There were a couple of times when I almost went up and said hi to people, but then like other people were saying hi to the people, and so it wasn't that I didn't try at all, but I was also very much wanting to be like chill, right? Because there's a dynamic there because a number of people are guests of other people. Those people don't have to worry about like fitting in and coming back. I'm the member. I'm the BAFTA member, right? And so I'm trying to be like, I belong here. This is normal for me. But that took a little bit of mental gymnastics. But it just, it kept escalating. And so the day when Tessa Thompson shows up, and then she's over there like 5 feet from us. I'm like, oh God, they're just everywhere. The gentleman who's nominated all over the place from Abbott Elementary was there, and then like just so the guy who was the I'm forgetting his name, but the guy who was the big bad from Squid Game was there. There was just so many people that were there. So many people. Kate Hudson was there. So many people. And then, like, it's funny because eventually I got up from my table and I did, because that was a comfortable thing. I just stay at the table the whole time. But I was like, I'm going to try to force myself to go. I'm going to do more rounds. And so I took my leave of the lovely ladies who had let me sit at their table. And I went and I talked to, I managed to find some of the games people because you had met on a Discord. We had met on the Discord, but we were having trouble connecting with each other. But my Pikachu helped there again. And so that was great. Connected with some games folks and had some really good conversations. Met a gentleman who's like in effects from ILM. And it's funny how people talk about things. He's like, oh, I work on Star Wars and a lot of the Marvel things. Like, oh, is that just what you do? But that's just it, right? Like it's just another day at work there. But he was really passionate about games. We had a really good conversation about games and stuff like that. Met a couple of folks who were general actors who were really excited about the Pokemon thing and the focus on education I want to do this year and stuff like that. I managed, I'm not going to name drop everybody I met because I don't want it to seem like I'm chasing names, but I did manage to meet some people I'm really excited about building further relationships with. And then I looped back to the back and they started talking with some like other East Coast folks, like producers and stuff. And then I'm like, why is everyone pulling their phones out? Because people were mostly chill, like snapping pictures and stuff. But like there is literally a wall of people like kind of moving in a blob over in the side of the room. And I'm like, what is going on? And the woman next to me, she's like, oh, Leo's here. I'm like, DiCaprio? I'm like, yes, it was Leonardo. So you were in the same room as Leonardo DiCaprio? Yeah. So the videos from USA Today, I'm like just out of frame watching that whole thing go down, and just I grew up reading like teen magazine with like Gwyneth Paltrow and Alicia Silverstone and Leonardo DiCaprio, and they were all in that room, all in that same room. That was a lot to process. It was a lot to process. And then at the end, I saw Erika Ishii, who I had done a broadcast with at Hyper RPG, and I was so excited, but I was having trouble getting over to the table. But like I was sort of, I stayed till the end, like I stayed an extra hour, like talking with folks from the games wing and stuff, and managed to say hi at the very end and like reconnect, and she wasn't aware that I had made the full circle to the Pokemon thing. And of course Erica does voices for some Pokemon stuff now, and so it was so wild. And we should have taken a selfie, but like we were on our way out and her head was like full of pastries at that point and stuff. But it was so good to like see Erica and like, we did okay, we've done okay in 10 years. This is a wild way to like meet up again from the Yojimbo to this, because she's in the breakout class, I think that's what we call it. But like, and that's wonderful. Like she was on the red carpet side of things, right? So we're both having our own journey. Like I'm a member, she's on the breakout class doing the red carpet thing, and like like I love that for us. I love it. So that was your weekend last weekend. It was, yeah. And then I got to see some friends. Got to go catch up with some friends who are in the business, doing the writing and the agency things and producery things and stuff. Just catch up and get nice outdoor meals, pandemic friendly outdoor meals with friends and catch up. But it was a lot. I'm proud of myself for doing it, because I worked through a lot of anxiety about everything to be there. I'm trying to give myself grace for like all the conversations I could have had in my head that I didn't like go and interrupt, or like, because there were also a number of good conversations that did happen. And I'm still figuring out, like, there's like a whole level of like secret etiquette, I feel like, at events like these that you're still figuring out. It was so crowded. That was the most crowded room I have been in a long time. It was so crowded. I don't know how anybody, like at its most crowded, like it was elbow to elbow in many places. And I was just like, it's wild that you can see any pictures of anybody. Cause like, and that made it even more like, what if I bump into somebody who's like somebody and I do something like it's just, it was wild. There were like certain levels of people did literally have like bodyguards with them that were blending in very well. But it was, I mean, I don't apologize for considerate to others. Yes, but then like, what's the point of the party too? It's fine. It's fine. Hopefully it won't be the last one, and there will be more organic opportunities to talk to people and stuff. And yeah, but yeah, but it was very cool. It was, you know, it was, you had a moment. And the other thing, I'm like, I should have taken more pictures, but I just wanted to be in the moment. But I am a very pictures driven person, so I probably should have taken a couple more pictures, but I just wanted to like not just have my phone out. I just wanted to like focus on being there and seeing it and processing, and I have to rely on the mental pictures and the many pictures that Getty took of the event, and the one selfie I took from inside the event that's like, yes, no, I'm also inside that space, yes. So there you have it. There you have it. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That happened. And I'm grateful for the opportunity. And maybe it will happen again. Maybe probably will. There's like an games award thing in London that technically I could go to, but I'm like, I'm already going to London in February. I don't know. Maybe next year is the right. There will just, yeah. You do have a fairly busy season, and I believe you will have just finished your class. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But I do know this year is intense. If you have not logged into my game, first of all, this stream is not sponsored by my employer in any way, but we do like people playing things. So there's a very cool campaign going on in Pokemon TCG Live right now, Badoo Year 2026, and you should log in before January 29th, if you like, to get all the cool stuff and listen to the cool lobby music I commissioned, and just experience the majesty of Badoo. And aren't the effects on the cards permanent? Yeah, the effects on the cards are permanent. Thank you for pointing that out. And it's just magical. And on the 29th, a new campaign starts, and that is a big day. And that's all I'll say about that. mystery. Not like mystery, the person in chat, but like mystery. Yeah. Usually new campaign days are big days, but we'll have a lot to talk about. But there's so much to talk about this year, and I can't do it officially. Not now, not here. But eventually we will be able to talk about things, and you will see what I have been excited about, what I have been quiet about, what has taken up my time, what has made me focused, what has consumed cycles and meant that I haven't just plowed through my podcast or scheduled more book tour events, because you haven't had too many. Yeah, I haven't had one in Seattle really yet, except for the Slice thing. But I'm doing the work. Rare opportunity. You don't always plan things to line up as they did. Thank you to those of you who came. Because the other thing that happened last week, right before I went to the airport, I gave a talk for Rosenfeld Media called Embracing Your Fun Factor. Thank you so much to the community members who came to it. Super fun. Great to have you there. I need to get loose some proposals for additional talks because it went reasonably well and we want to do more things. But it was really great to have friendly virtual faces in the audience there. Yeah. Always good to see you. And the support is very much appreciated. That's the best kind of thing. Doesn't take money. Just people doing the stuff. And it means a lot to hear that it resonated with you. So that's great. It's great. That's why we do it. I'm just trying to center myself today and tomorrow and figure out, like, there's infinite ways to spend my time. What few ways am I going to choose that will have the best impact? I don't know. I do think I'm going to do a season 2 of Enduring Play. It's interesting because I was talking to, I'm not going to name names, but I was talking to I'll just say a friend. And that friend had another friend. Both of these friends you've heard of. And that friends, and so their friend started a podcast also recently. And he was like, oh, he just did 5 episodes and just dropped it. He's like, what did you learn? How did you do it? And I'm like, oh, I see. Like, everybody gets this early podcast kind of feels like shouting into the void thing. And he's like, they had a topic and they just never hit it in any of their episodes. How did you? I'm like, well, I prepped my guests with questions. Wild how if you tell them what you're going to talk about, they're ready to talk about it. So my background as a user researcher is actually very helpful for hosting podcasts. And, it's a lot like my journey in improv. Like, it takes a while for me to figure out what it is about my background that makes me good at the thing. But I think I am good at it. And it's probably worth continuing. And now it's just figuring out what my theory of change is for season 2. Like, how do I want listeners to be impacted? What messages do I want them to take away? Who do I want to talk to? I think the spoiler alert takeaway from my book is, like, the actual biggest challenge is designing your studio, not your game. So I think it's about education and community. And I don't know if those are 2 different seasons or 1 season. I don't know if I want seasons that have themes or if I want to mix it up, and I'm just going to, like, start tagging things with different themes. I don't. And I also want to start getting lean more into international folks and topics. And I need to test new technology, because the last version you had to hack together with duct tape and paper clips. Yeah, because it was recorded in 2 studios, neither of which were well configured for recording, and they were all single track. No, we're not going to do that again. I think I'm not going to bother with video. I think that I'm not big enough. There's not enough, like, it's just going to be too much time. And I don't have time. Audio will be faster. I don't care if people want video. There aren't enough people who want video. Audio will just be easier. People just have to deal with that. Besides, the more video there is, the more Gen AI will get up in that business. So probably just audio. But that means I can use Libsyn to do connect calls, to do separate audio recordings. So I think the way I'm going to do it is I have my old studio head from Kryptonite Games, who we actually referenced in episode 9. He's agreed to do an interview. He's retired, but I would like to talk to him because I think he created a really thriving community at Kryptonite Games, which you can kind of tell in episodes 3 and 9 because they speak so fondly about their experience. So I want to talk to him in like a bonus level, which will help me get my tools together, get everything together on my own schedule, and then I can record, that I can schedule through and record season 2 of Folks once I have figured out what my pipeline is for season 2. That's how I think it's going to go. 1 or 2 bonus levels while I kind of calibrate everything, and then like figure out a production pipeline, and then like do it. That's how I think it's going to go. And then maybe just record in one place. Maybe, probably just Seattle this time, because recording in 2 places created a lot of differences. But I have a much better place to record now, a concrete building that doesn't make the sounds everywhere and stuff and things. I don't know if I'm going to need to do more soundproofing in that room over there. I haven't done true sound quality checks, but hopefully it'll be fine. But it's a start. But that's that news I think that's fit to print. It might be time for us to switch gears. Well, thank you all for having a moment with me, and I hope that you have a great week, and I salute the memory of Martin Luther King Jr. and hope that you have a moment to do that as well, especially in these tough times in this country where we're not really doing enough of that. So, and just reflect on how we can help our communities. And I look forward to seeing you next week because I'm on the schedule again. I'm excited about that. So remember to find your joy and raise a glass for the Magic Mafia. And I will see you next week. Have fun with your games. Bye, everybody. Toodaloo. Oh, is that Toodaloo? Okay. We'll workshop it. Anyway, let's do games. This is what we do here. I'm curious, since y'all are here, and I don't know if all of you have listened to the podcast, what topics would you be interested in hearing about? Because I have a short list of people that I'm planning on talking to, some leaders of large game development communities and things. But and I know a couple of the people, like I know I'm gonna want to interview Chris Maverick, Dr. Chris Maverick, who's a professor over at University of Pittsburgh's interactive narrative program, and I think has a really unique perspective on design education, and Steve Bromley, who teaches user experience researchers. I know we have a couple of UX games researchers in the community, so I'll probably include that. But if there's maybe other perspectives, I'm curious because I don't know what I don't know. Let's see. Let us switch views and let us see what we will do. So we have a couple options. Flotsam is up to date, and we could continue playing Flotsam, or we could play the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, which was gifted to me over the holiday. Or we could go back to Absolum, which we also started playing before the holiday and is a big popular game. We talked about that a fair bit last week at the party. So I think those are the top 3. What are people thinking? Absolum, Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, or Flotsam, 2 of which we've played, 1 of which we haven't. Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood is amazing, but pinch heavy. Okay, well, we don't need heavy right now because everything's... So thank you. Appreciate it. I'll play it on my own time, maybe on planes and stuff. So you're currently on Flotsam. So it's down to Flotsam and Absolum. Day 137. That's impressive. Well, let's see. It's very quiet. Let's try this one again. I think we liked this. I figure we'll start this, and when we burn out, we'll end with Flotsam. Loading, loading, loading. All right. Do we remember anything? Probably not. Keen, am I excited for any games this year? Well, the game Phocopia with the whole Ditto world, I am pretty excited about that. And not paid to say that, I'm just excited about it.
You look more
Those waterfalls remind me of my beloved Yeldrim.
I'm not like, and it's just, I have so many games to play through right now that I'm not like looking forward so much as I like look forward to being pleasantly surprised when games come in.
The memories are starting to
turn
fade.
around. What games should I get?
I cannot remember them all. I fear my city. If we fall into oblivion, I swear to inflict the same on those who cause the cataclysm.
Might need to turn up my volume game is not loud enough again. Or alternatively, we just fix the audio. We never cranked that. Is that any better? Let's see if I just want to make sure that that took. How is this? Is that any better? Let's see if voice is any better.
Over the last few seasons, I was the war
No.
leader.
I mean, my mic volume, I can crank it a little bit. It's not much room on the gain. Oh, it's the music that's really the problem. So, Aridin, you said so many of the games you were looking forward to, you no longer am due to the use of Gen AI in the development process. Can you tell me more? Like, because I'm curious, because there's a lot to unpack in that statement.
She wants to withstand the storm.
How did you find out
I
about
want
the
to
use
be
of
the
Gen
storm.
AI? What are the uses of Gen AI? What is the boundary for you? And this is not me passing judgment at all, but like there's a lot of nuances, so I want to understand, like, because like one thing I'm struggling with as someone who worked on Alexa for years is that it seems like the perception now is that even things that are powered by machine learning, like that might have once qualified as just normal, like voice recognition, might fall into Gen AI to some people now. And so I'm very curious about like where the line rests.
Do you want to leave?
I do want to leave. Now I need to figure out where to go. Down here. How leave? Any use of Gen AI is too much as it's still built from theft from others. Thank you, that's really helpful. So let me unpack that a little
Forest
bit.
reeks of blood and betrayal. The tribes are on the warpath.
Because there's also multiple arguments, and I am very curious. So another one is environmental impact. And so some people are like, it's irresponsible,
There's a strength in the
environmental.
unseen.
And it was from the devs themselves. So the devs themselves said they used the Gen AI. Was it concept or actual game assets? And so let me ask you this. Let's say, like, you trained a a generative AI system just on your own assets. Like, let's take the Silicon Valley example where they kind of had hot dog or not. Let's say they trained a generative AI system entirely on pictures of hot dogs they took themselves. Like, they spent years and they took pictures of hot dogs until they created a system that was capable of generating new pictures of hot dogs.
I have a blade, power, and a purpose.
Where does that fall for you? Because there might also be other concerns, and I want to know whether that on itself is enough. Yes, Krellin, the industry marketing AI is a generic term when usually talking about LLMs, and generative AI has poisoned artificial intelligence as a brand, and now machine learning is tainted, even though many machine learning applications are beneficial. And Keen mentions that some people classify Whisper, the transcription and speech to text which is a natural language understanding model that was birthed from OpenAI, is classified as kind of tainted. And that kind of speaks to like, if Eridan's argument is, oh well, it's trained on stolen data, then if OpenAI's policy is to work on things that work with data that's unlicensed, then maybe they have a point that Whisper is working. I can't say whether or not it is, but I can see where people would come to that conclusion. And so there's this, when we talk about machine learning and complex algorithmic problem solving today, like, trust is so important, because once you've lost trust, how do you ever get it back? And OpenAI has established this brand of like, yeah, we'll just take anything. How could you ever prove that you won't? How could you ever prove that a model is reasonably trained? And what, on the converse, what makes us believe that anything isn't? Like, how do we ascribe trust now? What makes us trust developers? Is it enough for a developer to say that they haven't used AI? Do we need more proof? I'm curious what sort of passes for trust right now. You meant general AI, the prospect of artificial sapience, not AI that generates things. That's why hypothetical. It's nothing we're doing. Actually approaches it. Okay, Grellin, yeah. And then Demolition says, even using Sins of a Solar Empire makes very lazy development, as the general AI icons are notably worse than the handcrafted ones. There's a modding community that places them. Yeah. And Anno 117 uses Gen AI, and their artwork was called out on it, fixed it by painting over 2 sections, sold an art book. They're selling an art book. Yeah. It doesn't work in a practical, as the amount needed is so large. That's why OpenAI and other companies say they would go out of business if they had to pay for all the images they use. Well, maybe their algorithms are flawed. Maybe, like, they would go out of business because they didn't think about the problem in the right way. I don't, The thing about it is, there's a ton of work that is open source, like, that is out in the open and out of copyright. They just wanted really recent data. I don't believe them that they would have to go out of business. They would go out of business now because they built a model that took in poison data. But I don't think that it's impossible to build a model or build models from clear, unpoisoned data. I just think you got to start from the right reasons. This is why I talk about optimism. Is like, think about the worst consequences of success. You build a model with poison data, you get here. You think, for Kralin says, the hypothetical hot dog generator is still no good because even if you ethically sourced all the input, the process of training the AI is still environmentally onerous. Cool. Yeah, and that one's a good example of like, well, why would you ever do that when you could just draw a hot dog? What if we replace it with okay, those people went out and sourced a bunch of ethically sourced pictures of actual cancer tumors and used that to train a model to do first pass detection of tumors on MRIs or something like that. Is that worth the AI? Because it would still be the same processing kind of cost. Adobe did build their model for the license stock library, but yeah, I do think it can be done. I think now, I think there's, and I think it is being done. I think also there's places it's being done in kind of like a gray area where they're like, well, we'll just change our service, change terms of service so we can train our model on stuff we've already gotten, and other people are like, I don't want you to do that. And that's why I deleted my Twitter account. But you know, one of the interesting things about early natural language models was a lot of companies, what they did was they would hire Nuance, which was original, like kind of the original OG natural language understanding company. And while they paid Nuance to do the voice detection, they would also retain the ability to keep their recordings and train their own understanding models. That's how you build an unpoisoned model, is you like get the, like you build your corpus over time. Like Zelda has impacted me. Like, should I hit these things or will that damage my sword? No, this sword can't be damaged. Or not. You could not attack. Ow.
Draconic Ascent!
Trouble with this guy. Well, I have no health, but I have this.
From the world beneath comes the ocean.
Demolition says, Gen AI will only be good if it uses ethically sourced training data, it's carbon neutral or negative. And Keen asks, is the weapon damage something that should be in games, or do you think it causes more trouble than it's worth? Eridan says, having lost a couple of former favorite devs to the point it really took a toll on your mental health and you're still dealing with it. Well, thank you all for sharing the thoughts.
Behind this bridge is the thrice holy mountain, the heart of a dead poet.
I'd like to point out that I'm gonna move so you can actually see my health bar. I'm gonna move down to the bottom. It is remarkable that I am still alive. Look at that. That is extremely precise survival.
A maiden helps the pilgrims. She does not waste her time idly.
I would like more than 15% health, please.
Did you win an audience?
I will.
Could I have more than 15%? I could use more than like that. Just shows how ridiculously on the line I was. I should get a special medal for like. There should be an achievement for by the skin of your teeth.
A raft is arriving below.
I would, you know, Eridan, I wouldn't say it would never happen. I would just say like a different type of company than a publicly held company would have to pursue those goals. Like a B Corp or a privately held company would have to decide that those things are important for longer term benefits, right? Like if you were trying to solve not for money, but like long term trust or brand protection or, you know, B Corps are for public good, then you could achieve that. So you just need a different type of company pursuing these goals.
This might be a boon.
Now it's just a game to see how long I can survive on literally almost zero health.
Draconic ascent!
Well, I didn't say publicly traded companies are required to push profit at their concerns, but they do. I don't know why they think shareholders will, like, come and chase them down in their sleep and hunt them down in their three of their ancestors' generations if they don't maximize profit immediately, but they, you know, what they really mean is we, the people who hold the stock, want the stock to go up. I think it would be interesting to, like, try building corporations in a way, because like a lot of corporations with stock have long-term incentive programs, but what about an incentive program that incentivizes choices that benefit? I mean, oh, okay, now we're dead. Business schools teach them they have a fiduciary duty to prioritize profits.
Death is just another step on your journey.
I mean, I wish it were you have fiduciary duty to make sure people still have jobs. That'd be cool.
Here I am.
Fire it in.
Maybe I can meditate by the falls for
I'm
a
sorry
bit.
that you don't feel like you don't have to stay, of course, but don't ever feel like you have to perform being talked to or anything like that. Pony Island 2, I am excited about that. I mean, Pony Island was short, but it was bonkers and interesting, and the world needs something like that. I would definitely say I'm excited about that. That feels disruptive and cool. I hope that they manage to land it. Like if they need money or something, I hope that they get it.
It's a long journey to Asterios. can hear the waves filled with sorrow.
To do more damage. I like the thing where like just be more good at the attacking. Excuse you. They're called winkles? Certainly doesn't inspire fear. I didn't realize I was going to grab it by the throat. Someone's making a new CRT TV VCR combo unit with all the modern connections you accept. Well, that's interesting. Is it good at like playing old tapes without destroying them? Because the last couple tapes I've tried to play made it like once through. Oh, what's that? Greedy tentacles. Interesting. Bit of lore there, just full of gold. Nothing in the rocks. I don't know why I would expect the rocks to have things in them, but video game logic for you. I didn't get any food from any of the drops in the last run. This run is actually giving me food. I feel like there was a conspiracy on the last run. No survival. It's like I was nuzlocking or something. Isn't Slay the Spire 2 supposed to come out at some point? I mean, I don't know why I want to play that. There's so many other card battlers to play, but still. Sometimes you just want a little bit of familiarity. I would probably say I'm interested in that as well. Given the whole BAFTA gives you Steam Pass with all the games thing, I will probably find myself buying a Steam Deck at some point this year when its bonuses come. For research purposes, you understand. Skill Y greatly increases Gale on. Yeah, I think we did this last time. Oh, okay.
Unseen and deadly. The ritual of winds is majestic.
You mean the new PC, the new Steam PC? Assuming they could get any hardware, memory for it at all. It'd be nice if we could get that solved.
is our greatest treasure.
True.
Its clothes.
Yes, that's why I said open. There's so much more food on this run. Is Apple VR even still a thing? I thought they stopped selling developer kits for that. Where's my tornado? There we go. Right on cue.
That will do.
Am I supposed to go in here? Don't mind if I do. The Steam frame. So is that the name of the PC that they're making?
Draconic ascent!
Oh, that didn't work at all. You know what? I'm just gonna let you all do this. Ow. I should have let you do this. I want that.
This might be a boon.
I suppose I can't go in that door, huh? You're almost ready to file for your dual citizenship. Dual citizen. Well, don't share if you don't want to. But which two countries? I didn't realize that was a thing you could do. I mean, you specifically. I know that you can do that in some countries and such. Well, and whatever it is, I hope it goes super well. Latvia. Oh, very cool. Well, I hope it exceeds your expectations for the process. Citizenship by descent. Very, very cool. I will admit, kind of wish that was an option, but I think I'm too many generations removed from my ancestors.
An eye for an eye. A town in flame.
So what if folks think about, like, I like the art style very much. And I thought, like, the first hour gameplay was good. It does feel a little bit repetitive when I get into it, but maybe it's just I'm not terribly good at it. What do I do with all these gold? Like, where's stores? Is this a store? Can I buy things? Or is this just like, you know, a Marvel random market for interesting effect purposes. That. Interesting effects.
Draconic Ascent!
That guy like just stuck in there. I like that. That's a mood. I feel like that's a metaphor for me in my book. Like I'm ready. People just can't seem to get out. Spawn point just trapped behind some props. What is that? I like that. That is the world's most painful beach ball. Great, more coins I'll never use. Love it. What is pressure? I don't know what these things are.
There's a strength in the unseen.
Alright, I'll take that. I like that. Carrot doesn't do much. Are they all sleeping? Oh, a boss. I found a boss.
Stonedale will not falter. You. So it was true. Wizards helping. You'll choke on your own blood. Death to you all.
Ow. That hurt a lot. I don't think I'm gonna win this one. Well, we got farther. We got to a boss.
Death is just another step on your journey.
What do I do with the gold? Why do I keep collecting gold if I can do anything with it?
It pays.
Well, there's no shop over here. I probably need to update the stream
A
title.
haven, protected by ancient oaths and vibrant memories.
Yeah, I want that. More health. I don't have companions. Do throwables not do damage right now? Well,
Uchawi, my
like, change Arcana. Yeah, it's just not clear what you do with gold. think you only do it on the run and then it just goes away because you died. Bye, Mystery. Thanks for being here. Have a good week. Well, the Blue Sky Live marker doesn't seem to really boost our numbers terribly much, but it's nice that it
Blessed
exists.
Grandery. 3 nations call this realm their homeland. The sea gives, the sea takes.
Well, of the 2 paths, one had no food, one had some food. Let's go with the some food. An immediate food. You know, coming back from LA, my plane landed on a cargo runway. It like took us 20 minutes to take the bus back from wherever they put the plane. Like I have no idea why the plane landed. Like we basically landed in Oregon, for all intents and purposes. It was so weird. Really glad I paid extra to pay at the park at the airport because I was not in the mood after that was all done. I mean, it's fine. Aside from that one little part of the trip went really well. As well as I possibly could have.
That'll do.
Could have, like, hoped. There were some crying kids on that one, but the flight to Philly was... There weren't even any crying kids. That was very nice. It was also, like, I think that the flight time change was just not beneficial for them, because when I used to do the red-eye flights for Philly on weeknights, those were always full, but this plane was like half full. It was not busy. Yeah. We would have gotten out early, but apparently the plane next to us, the baggage loader belt broke, which is on brand. Like, oh, Cheryl's plane's there, something's got to break. We were only a couple minutes late landing, but it was like, the pilot didn't seem pleased because we had gotten through everything early. We were ready. He's like, we should be pulling back right now, but the plane next to us can't get their thing up. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, makes sense. More gold I can't use. I love that so much for me. Like, Slay the Spire did a good job of, okay, if you're gonna give me gold, give me stores every couple of minutes, so it feels like the gold is actually pushing towards something. This one's not. Get my dog. You, sir. No more of that. Where are more foods? That's not a food. Gotta like take more strategy and like not leave my back exposed because they are very precious with health. See, I just like to attack everything immediately. I do not like taking time and not attacking things, but it seems to be what it wants me to do is run around my back away from things.
One day I will fly again.
Well, which airline will you use if you're going to fly again? You know, one thing that's interesting to me is I think we don't talk enough about how highly game fans value. Excuse you. Value voiceovers. They get mad these days when there's not voiceovers in their favorite game, which has implications because voiceover is very high impact.
I should take this opportunity to sharpen my blade.
Like the size of a game, and games do not often have infinite disk space to work with. Am I able to go up there? No. The door is closed. Whoever those guys are, I'm not supposed to see them. They don't exist. They're dead to me. Ah, yes. Fruit cart mansion.
That'll do.
More tornadoes, please. I was promised tornadoes, and I'm getting very few tornadoes. The thing about Draconic Ascent is it looks great, but it's got to be lined up correctly. Haha, I found you. Yeah, you're fine with fewer tornadoes this year. So. Do you ever get winter tornadoes? I guess in the end, nature doesn't really know what seasons are. It's just statistics. I can ride you. That's fine. I can find you. That was a cool kind of like two boars passing in the moonlight kind of thing. I'll do this run and then we'll switch to Flawed since I haven't made any major progress. Yeah, I know. Like, it's so rude. I defeated the goblins, which, you know, I thought that's what everybody wanted me to do, and then they go and stab me. Like, are we on the same side, or are we not? This time, I'm just gonna let them do their thing. Nope. You can't see me. I don't exist. Oh, fine. You can pull me into this. That's on you. I'm just gonna let you exist.
Draconic ascent!
Good job blowing yourself up. Nope, thank you. Couldn't help yourself, could you? Couldn't stay until your little bomb torch waited. I can stand there.
One day I will fly again.
Need more health. I gave him less health than last time.
We fight again. I must.
Ow!
For the ancestors.
Rude. Ow, ow, ow. What was the... Where'd your sword go? No! I made it further. Boo. Let's go play
Death
something
is
that's not
just
as...
another step on your journey.
Alright. At least I'm not getting killed by hermit crabs now. So this is fun. I said, "Are you sure you want to exit?" And I said, "Yes." And then the option went away and it just froze on that screen, which is dramatic. All right. Let's switching games. Remember when we played Pocket Boss? That was a weird game. My poor SSD. What's wrong with my SSD? Is that a bad thing that I have lots of games on it? I was not aware it was a bad thing to have a lot of games on it. And it can't be nearly as many as you have. Okay. So I haven't really tackled anything in this direction. Let's gather some tinder. Dry wood. What is that? Is that like algae? Just gray, green, fuzzy, fuzz. Which one was the pause button? There we go. $555 games. Nice. Now, the ones that aren't installed locally, did those ones offend you in some specific way? Did you finish them? What is the... Just because you have so many installed, I wonder what the criteria is for not being installed, because it seems like most of them. Oh, just more than 10 gigabytes? Yeah, they're okay. I should probably build more tents before things get tense. See what I did there? I don't know if I placed that exactly well, but... What does this mean? Hauling export blocked. Oh. I need more space for water. Now we go back to the map and sail here. I mean, it's not the world's best staring. So there should be wood nearby. How do I make this bigger again? Okay. That's big marker. And then there was another island or something. Scout region. Region has been scouted. Your biggest problem with this game, besides the bugs, there's way too many resources. The resources tree is horribly organized by rarity instead of production trees. we should go next. Probably over here. It's not much of interest this way. Get some food. We're running low. And we can speed things up maybe. So much swimming. Always head east if you can. So what, like the big bad is on the east or something? Do we fall off the side of the world if we swim west? I don't know what the P stands for. The map procedurally generates east. Weird. You'd think there would be two directions of procedural generation. So it's really just a side scroller. Is that a car? We are back to Flotsam. Hi there, it's a trap. We did some twitchy gaming earlier, but needed a bit more calm. How's our research doing? Is it done? Well, I want is fishing, so I need scraps, I think. I think my issue with the game is it doesn't really tell you, remind you like, hey, you should research and stuff. It's just like, okay, fine, mindlessly go get stuff. Okay. So I'm being told I should go. I don't know which direction is which, though. North. So the windmill is a good path. Alright, that seems like a lot of stuff. Let's give that a go. Let's put a marker here. Have any tools? Fine. Who's leveled up? have one leveled point. Where do you want to put it? You are very good at crafting, but you need to be better at swimming because you love swimming. Bye, Keen. Thanks for joining. So I decided we're gonna go see Moulin Rouge the musical on Broadway next weekend because it's Broadway weekend. They had tickets on sale. I've wanted to see that for a while. There's not any like big names playing it, but still, it shall be a spectacle. Okay, so I saw the research complete, so we need fishing. And then let's slow down a little bit, yeah? Rope crafter, that feels new. I think I need more bridgey bridge. Then I can build there. Did the buoy get dealt with? Yes, I've seen that happen with the cells off. Things are not exact. Okay, so what do we do with this thing? Don't have enough seaweed yet. Fishing is almost done, and then that will be a big deal. It's very fine walkways. I think it has to look a little janky, otherwise it doesn't fit in world. Yes, I do wish it, I agree that like I wish deletion was instant. Also, like, why can't I move stuff? It's floating. I could just move it. It's like just move the moors, untie it and move it. I think that would be a very cool way to like acknowledge that this is a floating city and be like, no, it's cool. Life is an adventure, and we're gonna write our own destiny. So we can't fish, so we're probably just gonna go straight down here. Oh, we can fish. Bonk. Now the question is, do I need tools for fishing? Studying. Adequate housing. Yes, it costs worker time, which is penalty enough. Like, yeah, you could do that. You could say, like, make it, it's not efficient to do that, so don't do it all the time. Or you could just say people like self-expression and it's a game, so just move stuff. And then give achievements for not moving stuff. Reward the behavior you want to see. And let people play. Alright, we got a lot going on here. Scout region. Can't salvage the rotor. Seaweed growing has not completed yet. It is very chill streaming this game. What do we want to play next? What do people have? What are you all excited for? Did you all share all the full list of games you're excited for? Are there other things? What's CWS? Remind me. Cosmic Wheels is yeah. So do you want me to do that on stream? Because I could save it for doing on stream. And apologies, I'm getting chocolate. Hard to get out here. I'm okay with it. Maybe it'll bring more people into. It'll probably be the last time we stream this one. It's a little chill, but that seems like the kind of game we want to start a stream for. You're very hype-averse. Well, good for your heart. Boy. Seattle Seahawks. Last night's game was very something. A survivor. That's what you mean by bounded. Salvaging boat. It's here. I already took the demolition tools. I can't seem to move the boat without being on the map. Does it show me where my buoy is? Oh shit. Yeah, it does. Okay. Finish swimming. Well, the best of luck to you, Chicago. We look forward to facing you on the 25th. Well, it's a trap. If you only follow the NFL during the playoffs, when the Seahawks are in the playoffs, I'm so sorry. It's going to be a busy season for you. Okay. I want to try fishing. That's a fish. Why won't it place the marker? It won't let me place a marker. Do I need something else for fishing? I need a chair or a fishing boat. Well, how do I do that? I don't see either of those things here. I'm out of floaters. I see. There aren't enough floaters out here. I'm gonna have to like go out of my way to get the floaters here. Well, we have enough water, that's for sure. I need more floaters to make a chair. I need to like change a bunch of my construction settings, though, because I think it's going to burn through all my floaters pretty quickly. What are you doing? You make firewood. You make salad. You make plastic debris into floaters. It's missing an item. What does that mean? I've just accidentally murdered people in this game before, so I'm not playing top speed yet. Okay. So now I can build a fishing chair. Now, does the chair itself need to be where the fishes are? Where was the person? Person was over there. Let's go over here and get some food. Your swarm of 12 boats. Now, the fishing, do you have to, like, tell it to fish if the chair is in the right place? It just fishes if you're in the right place. Well, you can try this. Go here and get some more food. Just in case. Nobody wants it, but... Then we will go try fishing near the fishes, and then we'll work our way up to the survivor. What do you want to do more of? Salvaging. Do more salvaging. Fallen shop. It's giving Fallout vibes. All the roads underneath. Every time I watch the Fallout anime, or not anime, TV show, it makes me want to play more Fallout. Which I haven't played in forever. Alright, let's try this. My fishing is in the back, so I've got to like sail through it. I've not played Sword of the Sea yet. do I move my boat in real time on that map? Why are you sad? You don't like the food? It's so close to this fish. But... Yes, this is really annoying. How do I do this? Inside what circle? Which circle? I don't see a circle. Oh. So I don't need to position it. Why are they all not liking food now? What does that mean? Fish are okay and later foods are good, so they just hate the seaweed. Well, I'm working on it. We have fish now. Electric. So I don't see a fishing boat. Oh, down there. Well, I'm doing food cleaning first because I thought they were getting sick. And maybe that's for the best. This fishing thing is boring though. Don't like it. Alright, let's get some stuff. Well, I don't have enough floaters for 4 chairs. And if what you're saying is true, it doesn't matter where the chairs are. So your people are still eating seaweed. They haven't revolted yet. They make that face. Make now. I feel like a tool maker would be a good idea. These things are all salvaged. This person... Didn't I just upgrade him? Yes, be better at fishing, huh? Well, seaweed farming is like way over there. You speak highly of reconnaissance. That'll get me to fishing boats. Amazon dropped off your neighbor's package again. That's so nice of them. You get to see everything your neighbors order. It's so neighborly. Alright, well there's a lot to do now. We're in town. Salvage metal from bikes. Yeah, I mean my last place I lived in before I moved was terrible at deliveries. Like they were just delivering to the wrong building all the time, and I kept explaining like, this is not the same address. And they were just mystified, delivering 60-pound packages to the wrong building, and like, we'll figure it out. Like, no, I can't ask a random stranger to take a 60-pound package half a mile away. They're not equipped. You have the truck. You have the people who are paid to do the hauling of the things. I don't know anybody in that building. No, you deliver the things to the place where they are supposed to be delivered. Alright, like, your system's failure is not my problem. Like, I've so many times with delivery systems, this like mystical neighbor factor comes into it, because like, you could just ask a neighbor, like, how many neighbors do you think I know? Do you think anyone knows? To the extent where you could be like, yeah, could you pick up my 60-pound package from the wrong place and bring it to the right place? No. I cannot. Yeah, the green screen was one of those things. It's just like, I can't. No, like your job is to deliver the thing, not someone else's job to deliver the thing. Why is reconnaissance not happening? Some have the right number, but is 3 miles away. What, like, what do you mean by the right number? Like street number, but wrong street? And then what are you supposed to do? Like, it is not your job to deliver the packages. It's their job to deliver the packages. And then, like, what if you were to, like, damage it while bringing it over? Are you responsible for it? No, they're supposed to deliver the packages. Why it is so hard to do the thing that they are hired to do, I do not know. Well, I think I do know. It's called over-reliance on software. It used to be carefully crafted software. Now it is vibe-coded and janky. One job. It is one job. It is deliver the things. And there are so many edge cases. And here's the thing, like the people who develop this software often, like I called this affluenza in one of my Medium articles, like often the folks in these places, they don't have addresses or neighborhoods or things that challenge the system, right? Like so many things in these systems go wrong. Address is too long. Address has does not resolve correctly. Like my old address in Redmond, that like for 17 years, I lived in an address that was too long for the postal service. And so there was no canonical version of it. That was great. I loved that for me. And so like you'd have to argue with people. Like there were multiple retailers I had to stop working with because their systems could not handle the fact that like there wasn't a good canonical version of the street. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I exist, but if you insist on using this version of this thing, I don't think it's going to get to me because you're going to cut off my apartment number because it's too long for your labels. I know this. I've been through this. You need to use the shorter version. You try to save people from themselves. It was not good. I don't miss that part. I am excited about being smaller, short. Like, I literally have gone from, like, one of the world's longest addresses to one of the world's shortest addresses. I don't mind that. That I don't mind. It's very deterministic. Almost binary, you might say. Almost binary. My people are not happy. Well, you know what? We'll just save for now. Okay. What's something else we can play a little bit of before we end? I think I'm done with that one. Wilmot needs help working it out. Just got on Indicate. Well, good for it. Good for Wilmot. I forget how this game works. Okay, so you want to pick up this piece. I don't like this. I don't like using the right stick for anything. It's interesting. I said down, but okay. Aha. Helmet. Well, my key binding's a little janky, but gets the job done. I don't know what this 5 just doesn't seem to fit. Hey, no, don't split all your pieces. Okay, this goes there. No, there's something in the middle. No. No. I don't know what goes in the middle of those two signs. I forget, like, are all these inherently supposed to go together? I don't know if I like my key bindings. Okay. Grandpa. If I completed it, what do I do with it? Oh, someone's at the door. Hello. Hello, and much sorry I'm late today. Having a bit of a mare. Sister Ruth just moved in with me, completely unexpectedly. Supposed to be staying with Dad, but apparently not. She's such an agent of chaos. Everything is at home is a mess now. Be nice to spend a bit of time with her, I suppose. Yeah, give me stuff. Yes, that is what I was missing. Banshee. Look at all these swirly bits. That's just rude is what that is. What I need... Nope. Maybe this one. Nope. I'm doing okay for random swirly puzzles that really shouldn't exist. So, I forgot that the mailman was a thing in this game. Sludge box. So, this is some kind of flanges and such. Pedals for a guitar, maybe. Oh, it's a male woman, I forgot. Oh, these cables go with stuff. I see. Aha. Got it, got it, got it. Okay. That means... There we go. I need something. I think this goes here. Where is... That one definitely goes there. This one probably there. Good job. Look at them definitely teasing me with cable pieces that don't exist. I will check the door in a second. I am busy with my gallery. Thank you. Hello, postwoman. Yes, postwoman. Hey, Wilmot. Sorry, no time to chat. I'm running late this morning. Here's your parcel by. With mystery. birds. Or not, that's for sure. Well, these two pieces look like they're married. And then this. No. Those two pieces, yes. These, yes. Oops. Didn't mean to put those together, but that's fine. They seem to work. Nope. I don't know what to do with this one. Doesn't fit there, does it? It doesn't, I mean, maybe? I don't know what these writings are. They typed knots? Some knots. Okay. That answers that question. No, I was gonna say no male woman, but. Hi, Wilmette. How's it going? Is it just me or did today's puzzle club have more pieces than usual? I reckon at this point I could guess how many just from the way they rattle. Alright, well, let's see. She disappears after 30 seconds. What happens if she disappears? I never get the puzzle pieces again? Game over? You missed some story. This looks to be some sort of space car doing space car things. I don't know if I've always answered the door. So, none of these seem to be going together. What is that? Is that like a bird? This is an interesting one. Thank you for the well wishes about London. I still have a lot to do before I get there. like the back of this one. Now I just need one that has like a delineated line. Yes, this one. But what do the tops of this look like? Interesting. That's not how I would have expected that to work. Well, it's got to be something in the middle. I think it's this one. Yes. This one goes front. This one goes there. This one goes here. Then these two pieces. There and nearly there. Okay. Are we nearly there? Is that like a hint? Not my favorite placement, but life moves on. Hello. Big news, I've signed up for Puzzle Club. Should be getting my first one this week. I'm really excited. Can't wait to see what it's all about. Anyway, here's your new one. Wilmot loves this stuff. What's interesting is those all look related to each other. What I don't know is this one maybe. And that one. Oh, that was small. Four-piece puzzle's tough. Not much to go on there. I need to like do more dramatic layouts so it doesn't feel so weird when they're offset. Nope. These just are not ready yet. These numbered animals. They're a trap. That's also a trap. So, no, don't take that away. means those two pieces don't match up. Which means that it doesn't line up like that. That is probably that. This very happy bird. This bird has a very large wingspan. I don't think that goes there. What's the longest road trips I've done? I mean, I've done LA to Pennsylvania, so I think that's the longest by as the bird flies. And I haven't played the road trip one. The UI just didn't really sing to me, so I did not play it much. No. Hello, Korpenflieger. It's been chill. Not many people, but we have been chill streaming. It's snowy outside. We have each other and we have vibes. How are you doing? This bird is so proud. The most proud. I feel like I'm missing one piece, which is this one. Yes. Put on the gallery wall. Yeah, that goes right there. Perfect. Hi, Wilmot. Here's your package. Have you seen these foxes out here? They're getting so bold. Don't even move off the lawn when I open the gate anymore. Just stand there looking at me. What about your didn't you tell me you were gonna like start your magical puzzle journey? I would like to deal with these number things. Well, they're annoying me, so they gotta go over here. Out of the way. It doesn't want. Yeah, chill days feel more and more unearned with all of the international drama, right? Who's to say if any of us feel the same way about anything the next day? You're using your hands to build a bookcase. Well, that's a good use of hands. What kind of bookcase? You're more stalwart than I am. I am like, I always get the fold out bookcases from like, it is a piece. It folds out on its own. It does this like bookcase. Just add water. So many of these purple pieces that seem like they're on the outside of something. And so few seem useful. Okay, you want to be there? Those two pieces don't look like they go together, but okay. I think so. dog. That looks like a tree. This looks like maybe the top of the tree. Okay, we're making some sense. I don't need to leave right away. But noted that we're getting there. Dinosaurs. That looks like a dinosaur tail. So, where's the other piece of the dinosaur tail? There it is. Now we're getting into... So it's a big giant dinosaur. And the fuzzy bush bits are at the bottom. This piece feels like fits there. Maybe this piece. No. What has just like a tiny sliver of edge in the corner? Well, maybe we solve it some other way, like this. Nope. 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 Well, what goes here? And where does this go? What is this dog thing? That doesn't go there. I don't feel like I have all the pieces. Hmm. Okay, if those go together. I still feel like this should go there. It's not. That doesn't go there. Does this connect to that? No. That connects to that. That connects to that. Haha. That piece is what goes there? Rude. Where's its nose? I see. I don't really see. So none of those things work. Why is there a dog here? It looks like his ear, doesn't it? But those two pieces don't connect. They don't. It's a trap. They're really messing with me now. None of these seem like the right pieces for that. Well, this one might work. Okay. Well, we gotta check the doorway. We were told to always check the door. Here's today's parcel. I've seen you finally bitten the bullet and cleared out all that old furniture. The council going to come and collect it? Wouldn't mind taking the wardrobe, if you don't mind. Need something to do with all Ruth's clothes all over the flat. So I've just had, like, all my furniture out in the yard. Lovely. Those go with the numbered animals. Yes. All right. Well, I didn't ask, did I? Well, thank you all for being here. We have crossed our threshold for the day, so we are going to wrap. But have a good week. If you are celebrating a day off, enjoy it. We will be here. We'll be here next week. Another moment in this lesser seen studio. Of course, remember, I have 2 books now. One of them is the Game Development Strategy Guide. This one here. And then you can sort of see the other ones. Where is the other one? It's next to it. Design Beyond Devices. I have books you can check out. My podcast, Enduring Play, is available on all major platforms. And you can always find me on the socials. So that's the best way to keep up with me during this year where I'm doing a lot of work, doing a lot of outreach, doing a lot of, not going to be hitting my socials as consistently because I am doing work. Career is sine wave. Last year I was a lot up. This year I'm underwater a little bit because I need to do stuff to get stuff out for a major milestone my employer is hitting. So once that's all out, there will be lots to talk about for a long time, but you gotta do the work. So we're gonna be a bit more chill. You gotta do the work to find me if you want to follow this stuff. I'm not gonna be as in your face, but I'll still be here for the folks who want it. And you, if you're hanging out here, you're one of those people. So all that stuff here. It's good to see you, Corbin Flagger. It's good to see you, Demolition. It's good to see you, everybody. Thank you for your support. Thanks for hanging out. I'm grateful for the Magic Mafia, and we grateful for you, Jakey. It's not so much that I'm like trying to be nice. It's that I don't have time to chase the algorithm, and it takes me a ton of time to like break through the algorithms that don't want to surface somebody like me that like doesn't fit neatly into a box. And I just don't have the time to do it this year. I just don't have the time. Like there was so much time spent last year cross-posting across multiple socials, doing all the things. I do not have time. I do not have time this year. So I show up where I show up. People can engage where they do. But if the socials are not engaging with me, I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to bend into a pretzel to do that stuff. Yeah, stream full time is where we work. And I like, my books are there. Like, and the thing is, people come to me all the time like, oh, can you do one-on-ones? Like, my content is out there. I've done tons of stuff. There's like all the information you need to do the things that I do, I have shared. They are there. Y'all know that because you're the OGs, but I can't do any more than I have without stopping doing the work that I need to do, continue to do. So, you know, you engaging, you boosting the work, you telling other people, that helps other people get to, oh, how do I get to my dream career? Oh, how do I make content that doesn't, how do I make technology that doesn't ruin the world? Feel free to keep boosting, but I am not bending myself into a pretzel this year. And I'm grateful for each of you who are here. So thank you, It's a Trap. Thank you, Demolition. Thank you, Jakey. Thank you if you're watching on, thank you for Family to Gamer. Thank you if you're watching on the stream or on the VOD. You can always join in the Discord, hang out with people, Keen and Mystery and Aridin and folks who bounced earlier. It's, you're, even if you're lurking, you're always welcome. And community is all we have right now. So stay, hang out, make Pikachu bless your week. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific to 1 p.m. Pacific, or if you like, 1 p.m. Eastern, whatever your time zone. And Krellin, of course, you are always lurking. Even when I'm so grateful that you've been here since the beginning. And thank you to all of my mods, to Krellin, Demolition, to Aridin, who have been here since the beginning and helped me understand that that there was a community here, and that it wasn't just me and Sprinkles talking, doing Shakespeare sketches. So appreciate you. Have a great week, everybody. We can do it. We can make it through January 2026 together. We can. We've gotten through half of it. So let's do the next half. One step at a time. Until next time, everybody.